They used to call us the Daffy Boys there at Brooklyn, but I don't think they were that daffy.
That was the voice of Tony Cuccinello, who covers a great span in big league baseball. And this is Tops in Sports, a production of the United States Air Force.
Folks, welcome to Vintage Baseball Reflections. I am Tom, the baseball nostalgia guy, bringing you these treasured pieces. Do you miss the good old days of listening to baseball through radios? It was a classic pastime that stood for decades and shaped how we cherish baseball and our heroes. These stories are from a moment in time that were heard by fans just like you. They are uncut, unfiltered, simply here for you to enjoy. So I just want you to enjoy this reflection on baseball history.
This is Carl Hubbell. Today we'll be chatting with Tony Cuccinello, who was an outstanding infielder for 15 years in the majors and a leading coach for another 15. But first, this interesting message from your United States Air Force.
Ignition. Main stage. 4.
Listen to the language of the aerospace age.
0.
Yes, that's the new sound of our times. Perhaps your voice could be a part of it if you can measure up to the aerospace team, the U.S. Air Force.
This year, several thousands of select young men will start their careers in Air Force Blue. Soon they will be qualified technical specialists in electronics, mechanics, missilery, radio, and radar. They will enjoy steady advancement and the opportunity to further their education, perhaps even complete college, while in the service.
Today, there is a vital need for exceptionally trained and experienced young men to operate, service, and control the intricate equipment of the aerospace age. It is in these fields that a career in the U.S. Air Force has so much to offer the young man who can qualify. Your local Air Force recruiter will tell you if you have what it takes. Talk to him soon.
Status check. Range safety arm light on. Right. Affirmative.
Tony Cuccinello, it seems that every time I see Al Lopez, I see you, and vice versa. Would you tell us about this long association, Tony?
Well, it goes back to 1930 that I met Al, and we've been friends since, and I used to go over to his house quite a bit. And, you know, at that time, Al was with the Brooklyn Dodgers, and I was with the Cincinnati Reds, and we were training back in Tampa. And, 2 years later, I was traded to Brooklyn, and I became his roommate. And we were traded together again to Boston. And we were roomies again up there, and then we left the club, and then back to Cleveland, and I'm now with him again in Chicago.
That's almost like being married. Tony, let's go back to your playing days, the old Dodger days.
Well, you ought to remember those days. They used to call us the Daffy Boys there at Brooklyn, but I don't think they were that daffy. I was traded for Babe Herman. Sukforth, Joe Stripp, and myself went to Brooklyn in that deal. That was in the spring of 32. And I think that year we should have won a pennant over there.
And that was as close as you came to playing on a pennant winner?
That was as close, yes, right there. We had, I think the following year we had another chance, but around early September we blew our chance right there.
Tony, you were on the Dodger team that did a famous piece of pennant spoiling itself, weren't you? I mean, the year Bill Terry of the Giants asked, is Brooklyn still in the league?
That was 1934. Don't you remember we went into the Polo Grounds that last 2 days of the season, and they're in front by a game. And Terry had made that remark that was Brooklyn still in the league, and we beat them the last 2 ball games to knock them out of the pennant. And
you had something to do with that, didn't you, Tony?
Yes, I remember very distinctly. It came up in the 8th inning, and we had a tie ball game. I had a runner on first and second. Stengel, Casey was our manager, and he gave me a bunt sign on the first pitch. And Jackson was the third baseman at the time, Stoney, and he's charging the pitch, thinking I was going to bunt. So I look around at Casey, and he switched and let me hit. And I hit a line drive right by his ear to score 2 runners, and that was the break of the ball game. That was a Saturday game, and I believe Al is the one who won the Sunday game.
That was Al Lopez?
Al Lopez.
Well, you two fellows were working together back in those days and still are. And I hope you enjoy the relationship many, many more years. That was Tony Cuccinello of the Chicago White Sox fans, and this has been Tops in Sports, brought to you by your United States Air Force. This is Carl Roth. Tops in Sports is written by Dick Young and produced by Brad Simpson for the United States Air Force in cooperation with this station.
They took the blue from the skies and the pretty girls' eyes.
VintageBaseballReflections.com features a treasure chest of baseball audio. The wonderful thing is the audio isn't a guy like me or a few talking heads reflecting on players, seasons, or teams. It is the actual players from that era, announcers from that era, giving you an uncut, unfiltered, unrecent day stance on what it was like then. These are real-time clips from that era. Now, we encourage you to check out our entire back catalog of baseball audio. And if you like old-time games, and folks, you are not alone. Join the membership section to enjoy interacting with fans, scoring games with folks just like you, and listening to hundreds of radio broadcasts that were baseball classics. As a special offer to you, type in "This Day in Baseball" for a discount just for you. And if you enjoyed the show, hit the plus sign to subscribe, follow us on the socials, and above all, share us with your friends who love baseball history just like you.